Good evening, everyone out in CM0102 world. Fifey here with some Friday Night Super League, and we're trying something a bit different this week as I'm joined by 12, I think 12 of the managers, all live on the show at any one time. I won't do a raft of introductions. They're also in the chat as well, gonna be giving each other stick in both verbal and written form. But we've made it, the last game of the regular season, and what a season it's been. So some interesting comments today on some of the stuff that Tato's been putting out for favourite moments and all the other things. It's been great to read and relive all these great times, and hopefully ahead of the playoffs starting this weekend, we've got one last round of drama and excitement. I think we should get straight into it. And for those who've been following Twitter for the last hour, they've seen that I would have put the list out. We're going to start with the first game on the list there, Churchtown versus Astor. I know Dimble isn't here with us, but Mr. Mourinho is, so I'll invite him to unmute himself first. How are you, pal?
Yeah, not bad, thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, and thank you again for, as I said in the intro, for the stuff you've been putting out today. Like I say, it's been great reading all the different managers' takes on favourite moments and stuff. What has been yours? What's been your take from your first full season?
It's very good fun when you're winning, and it's awful, annoying, and boring when you're not.
I'm seeing a load of faces sort of smiling and nodding along as you say that. Let's have a look at this game then, and you've altered the tactics slightly. Tell us about the team you've picked for tonight.
Yeah, just playing around with it. I do actually prefer wingers to wing backs, but I'm just playing around with it, really. I think this is a formation that's been successful for many years in the Super League, and it's been successful this year, and I like it, to be fair, but it's just about having the right players for it. So we'll see. It's a nothing game, so worth a try.
Well, it's a nothing game, so before I click continue to have a look at the Churchtown team, I'll invite any of the managers. Anyone want to offer a comment on Astor this season and how you think Tato's done?
Yeah, I'm going to jump in there, actually, and it's not because I'm a local ally of Tato's. I mean, look at that squad. The only decent name is Saviola, and maybe Hoffman to a degree. The rest of it is absolute garbage, and it's a miracle he's in the top 10. Manager of the year, playoffs or not, he's done a terrific job, and I wish him all the best for next year. Good luck, Tato.
Can I just say, if there was anybody going to come on this stream and fuck it up by being an absolute ignorant prick and not having his mic on mute, it would definitely be Rob the Veg or the Slots. So welcome to the stream tonight, Rob. How are you doing, mate?
I'm all right, man. How are you? Right?
Rob,
Yeah.
Does that bag in the background say swag on it? Because you dressed appropriately.
What?
You dressed like a classic bank robber. Are they your chef pants?
Yeah, you know,
unanswered.
just relaxing.
Oh, fair enough.
Thought he was a McDonald's mascot.
Yeah, he's like the Hamburglar, isn't he?
He's the fucking Hamburglar, the sloth burglar.
Well, as we said, Dimble's not with us tonight, so who would like to play the part of Dimble and comment on the team that he selected? Unless, of course, Tato, you want to, as the opposition, first tell us what you think to the tactic, and it is new, it's got a new name, and there's a couple of personnel changes as well.
I think it's good. It's that egg box in it again. That's 6 players all in a row. It's very solid. It's probably going to be quite dull, but it's all right. I'm hoping that somebody comes in and pretends to be Dimble as a woman after the results earlier on. So hopefully, if anyone's going to impersonate him, please can you be after the gender change? It is.
Okay, I will. I mean, it's going to be very hard to ask everyone for predictions, so I'll ask you all to type the predictions into the chat. But just Tato, as this is your game, how confident now you've seen the team are you?
It's away at Churchtown. Nobody beats Churchtown away. We've not won in 7 games. I couldn't care less, 5 if I'm honest.
Okay, fair enough. And for those who perhaps aren't as aware what's going on behind the scenes as well, you'll notice the likes of Babel in the starting lineup. There has been a round of transfers done ahead of the last game of the season just to really confuse everybody. So we have got a few debutants in this evening as well. Let's get going with game number 1. And let's see. I mean, as Tato said, essentially this is on first because there is nothing riding on it at all. But let's see what they can offer up as a starter. And Churchtown look to have started slightly more dominant, as Tato suggests. Their home form has been very good, and it's very, very difficult to get anything when you travel to Churchtown. But Astor have created a couple of chances, but the first half, it looked like it was going to end 0-0. But no, Santa Cruz on the stroke of half-time, Tato puts you behind.
Yeah, I couldn't even. Mine was jumping all over the place on my screen, so I haven't got a clue what's going on. I'm trying to watch on the TV as well. Yeah, losing.
I can see you sort of looking between different screens.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that was brilliant. That, yeah, quality performance.
Let's have a look then at your stats, so you can decide if you would like to make any changes. I know you say it's a nothing game, but you don't want to end on a defeat, do you?
No. I changed the habit of a lifetime. Let's bring off Emery. This is a bag of wank, and put on Sente.
Yeah.
Who else can I bring off? Everyone. Leave that. It's fine.
Happy to go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, buzzing. Yeah, delighted.
Let's kick the second half off then, and see if that substitute has any impact whatsoever. No, because Santa Cruz has made it 2-0. Churchtown's incredible home form looks like it's going to continue unless there's a remarkable comeback. We're not going to slow this one down for you, Tato. Because
It wouldn't make a difference anyway, because I don't know what's going on. Game over. Yay.
And there is the full-time whistle. The first game ends very, very quickly. Churchtown winning 2-0. I'm sure when Dimble watches this back, he'll be delighted with yet another home win. Steve, I know you've had a lot to say about Dimble's team throughout the season, but that home form's been incredible, hasn't it?
Yeah, does that make it best in league? I think with that, he's been really well. I mean, obviously, wingers going up against each other. I know Dimble. He's same boat as Tato. He really likes playing wingers more than DML, DMR. And I mean, that's apart from Santa Cruz, there's a bit of solidness in there. And I think looking at where his own form is, if he can keep that up going into next season and he gets some transfer business right, he's obviously got a couple of weak positions that he's trying to eradicate. And I think he did well with his transfers for this season. But again, he's going to have to delve a little bit deeper for next season. And but obviously, he's shown potentials there. He just needs to pick that away form up. But will that come at a cost of his own form? Who knows? But it's going to be an interesting season next season for him, I think.
No, absolutely. And final word on this one then for you, Tato, when you get to see your stats there. Again, you said you weren't that bothered, but where did it go wrong?
Not having good enough players.
Kick off.
I'm going to have to sell some of my better players to try and improve the overall team. So I'm just going to, is what it is, do what I can with the bag of shite that I have got in my squad. So is what it is. Anything better than bottom next season is a success.
Anything better than bottom is a success. Let's move on to game number 2. And again, one of the managers is on with us. We are heading to Sloths versus Haggis. And Rob, you joined us late, but you are here in time. How are you, pal?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive, indeed. This is the team you've gone with. Again, we can see there's a couple of debutants in there. And interestingly, Zé Roberto not included for the last game.
No, he's gone. He's in the reserves. I've had enough. He's out of there. He's out of it. He's done.
Never to play for Sloths again.
He's disrespected the management, so he's gone, I'm afraid.
So tell us about the 11 you have selected. Why this particular 11 for this game?
Oh, well, I thought I'd get my new boys in there, give them a run out, see if they can do any better than the pathetic tribe that I've dealt up so far this season. And then, we'll take it from there, really.
Anyone in particular you're hoping to shine tonight?
I'd just like to not get beaten by Campbell, and that's it, really. That's I'd see he's not bothered to turn up, has he, prick?
Well, he isn't here so far. As you're on, any particular numbers or just auto?
Just auto, mate.
Auto it is. I ask because I know Ian Edwards is here. I don't think Burn have any new players, but there's specific numbers he doesn't like people.
They only need one player anyway, don't they, Burn? So.
And as for Haggis, Rob, this is the team. I don't know if you'd had a chance to see this before kickoff or not, but this is the team he's gone with. Another slight tweak to his tactics.
Yeah, I don't really care. The guys are completely irrelevant. He's I don't care. Fuck him. He's not here. Who cares?
And again, before I head over to kickoff, I'll kind of open the forum up if anyone wants to discuss the seasons had by both Sloths and Haggis before kickoff.
Still think Sloths have overachieved because of nothing other than my hatred. Fuck off, Rob. And Haggis have underachieved because they've got a team of superstars, but a wank manager, a Sloths level manager, as it were. We should swap squads, lads.
We should. That's a good idea. I'd be up for that.
Again, if we could have the match predictions in the chat, please. See what we're thinking. Ian is on the YouTube chat. He's saying just get on with it. So he is about, and Duggan was first in saying 1-3. Let's head over to kickoff. Again, is this...
I think we've given Campbell a little bit of an easier idea. This is the last game of the season, and his failure this season has been astronomical.
Well, I've not hit kickoff. If you'd like to delve a bit deeper into that,
look at that squad. That's a top 3 squad. He gave it Billy Big Ball at the start of the season, and he's slowly realised he hasn't got a fucking clue what he's doing without somebody by his side doing his transfers, submitting his tactics, and look at the fucking state of it. 9th in the league, fucking squad.
I disagree, Scott, because don't you remember the trophy parade, the open top bus parade he had after his 3 games on the bounce when he won the Super League? I mean, that was a massive achievement for me, and I think one that needs to go down in the echelons of Super League history, with Patrick Vieira offering nothing again for the 12th season on the bounce. So, Campbell, I love you, mate. You are the manager of the year for me.
Without Rocks and Tato, he's a disgrace.
To be fair to Campbell this year, no one stuffed him that much that he's had to spit his dummy out and get someone else to manage his team for him.
No, Greavesy, but with the amount of time the man spends on public transport, he should be able to come up with more innovative formations.
Well, he could ask the grannies next door, couldn't he? Just turn around, all right, love. Do you think I should play Bruno and Larson behind 2 strikers?
Greavesy, why are you dressed like someone's giving birth to you?
That 2 behind 2 makes me think that Campbell's been into Al's DMs for some tactical advice.
Yeah, Greavesy actually looks like his little bald penis head is coming out of a vulva. Honest to God, someone get a screenshot of that. Fuck me.
Well, while you're all taking the piss out of Greaves, I'm going to kick this game off because it's descending into chaos already. I knew this was a bad idea. Let's see what happens. And it's fairly even start. Rob's very... Do you know what? For someone that's such a character as Rob, he goes very serious as soon as you hit kickoff. And it's Haggis coming forward with a couple of opportunities there. But it is Sloths that take the lead, and it is a debutant goal. The celebrations are wild in the Sloths household.
What prick sold him? Rob, put your dick away.
Yep, Stam has equalised on half an hour. And Haggis come forward looking for a quick second, but it wasn't to be. Now Sloths coming forward as we approach half-time. And there's a red card. It's Yap Stam. Will Ian go one at the back, do we think?
Yeah, got the balls for him.
Yeah, but he'll sub Gary Neville on first.
To be fair to him, he went one at the back last time he had a chance, and it went really well.
We're all quite disappointed at the minute that, or have we still got 2 links to Jens? Because he's talking, but mine's just coming up with no video. We don't get to see him.
There's only one option for Ian here: Bruno for Gary Neville, Larson in the hole, and then pray.
We also know how
What's the
effective
intelligent
the
thing
Wi-Fi
going on?
is in Edinburgh, so we could be waiting a good 20 minutes for an answer on what he wants to do.
Is it powered by Steam?
The cause of moving up front, 3 up front, 2 behind, none at the back.
Why is Larson still playing?
Well, you're probably best placed to answer that, Tato, having had a spell with Haggis.
No, but he wasn't in the team that I sent over to Ian today.
2 at the back, Larson central. I'm guessing he means that.
So he's basically done exactly what Mac has said. Again, the guy can't even manage his own side.
Yeah, what I'm going to do, Rob, right, is if I win, I'll jack in, but I'll be assistant to as many people as want me to be in the league.
All right, mate. What?
So don't worry, I'll step in for you, when you're out robbing banks again.
Okay.
Well, I'm going with that. That looks to be what he's asking for. I can't see the actual instruction for Neville, but it's the only one that actually makes sense. So let's get to
I was going to say,
halftime.
let's be honest, that is literally the only fucking instruction that would make any sense.
Let's move on towards halftime. Will we get the Battersea to a chance there? Now Haggis as well. No, the first half ends 1-1. Much more entertaining game, Rob, than the first game we watched. And
well, we are the entertainers. What would you expect?
You created more of the chances. You had more on target as well. A bit frustrated to be going in level.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see this out there with a fantastic 2-1 defeat. Can I bring on Edwin van der Sar for Montaras, please?
No, this is not. With all due respect to Dan, this is not the Swamp League. We don't
Why?
start doing bullshit substitutions like that.
Fifey. Montaras is 5'10". Edwin van der Sar is 6'4". Rob might be playing direct. Don't disrespect him.
I'm not disrespecting him, but never have we done goalkeepers playing out on pitch in the Super League. It's not.
We're creeping very slowly towards dictatorship here, mate. We're going to be very careful with our decisions.
Fifey, do you know what? I bet you were mocking Kevin Keegan when he brought David James on, weren't you?
Stuart Pearce.
Stuart Pearce.
Even Pearce. Thanks for the correction.
Okay. Can I not do that then? Can I bring on Oncho for Batistuta, please?
I mean, if you want to, yes, that I will allow that.
Thank you.
Bizarre. I mean, I know we're trying something different here, lads, but this is taking it to new depths. Let's move on to Haggis. We'll bring the stats up so Ian's got a chance to have a look to see if he wants to bring Nicky Franco or Vasilyuk on. Tato, again, with your time at Haggis, there's been talk that he's underperformed this year. And you look at these stats, would you be making changes if you were still involved? Is he just not? Is he gone? Tato's
He's not dead.
It's nice to see Vieira turn up though for once, isn't it?
Yeah, he's actually just sacked the stream off and sacked the season off. He's done. He's had enough.
Go on then. I'll throw it over to Scott because he has a lot to say about Haggis while we wait for Ian to make any decisions. What do you make of their first half performance?
It wasn't too bad.
He said no changes. Kick the fucker off.
Not too bad in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, he's had a good game, clearly. Unfortunate red card, and I expect Sloss to go on and get 3 or 4 second half.
Okay, well, Ian just wants to end the misery, so we've kicked off the second half. It looked like Haggis were trying to create a couple of chances there. We will slow this one down as there's still... excuse me. As there's still time to play and a chance for a winner here. It's Sloss with... Well, as I say that, it changes again and Haggis starts to come forward. Shevchenko with a chance, but no. Larson. It's all the right names for Haggis. Are they going to get a late winner despite having a man fewer? Shevchenko, terrible effort. And we were rolling towards injury time. It's still the away side creating the chances. Rob won't be happy. It's ended 1-1, and well, you can see by his face, Rob is not a happy man with that at all.
Sums it up, don't it? Sums the season up. Just shit, innit? Just shit.
Just a shit.
Congratulations on a fantastic season there, Rob. Thank you.
Hamburglar's stolen a point there.
Do you know what? I cannot wait for Ian Campbell in a suit with the tens and tens of Haggis fans marching behind him up the Royal Mile, celebrating this mighty 9th place finish. I mean, what a season.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. It's been a great season.
In all seriousness, no, Rob, when you look at how the season started, are you disappointed with how it's petered out, or have you finished where you expected to?
No, I expected to finish in the top 6, to be honest. But everyone said I was going to finish 14th, so you can all go fuck yourselves because I've not finished 14th. So thanks, guys.
I didn't, Rob.
I know you didn't, mate.
And just looking at it was a real mixed bag for Haggis at the end there. Cordoba only rating a 5, but Vieira getting a 9 back in his defensive midfield role. Mike Duff as well getting an 8. I think you all kind of alluded to it at the start. Many expected Haggis to, or at least with the squad available, to do better. And I'm sure whatever comes next season, Ian will be looking to improve on where he's finished this year.
Arthur, what do you think on Haggis' season?
I think they're probably about right where they are. I think that they have 3 or 4 players that should be higher up the league table, but as a total squad, and with all due respect to Ian, with his track record, he's had 1 playoff campaign, I think, and I think when he's had more assistant managers than he's had playoff campaigns, I think that tells you everything you need to know.
Can I just jump in there? The beauty of Stephen Fife is the fact that he just turned around and said Haggis has been totally disgracefully bad this season and made it sound so nice. Just like it's just going to go under the radar. It's crazy.
I'm a nice person. Let's move on to the games that actually matter, shall we? The 2 starters are out the way, and now we've got games where things actually matter. So game 3.
Does it?
Sorry?
Does it, this one?
No, we're not starting with this one.
Oh, thankful.
We're going to Hulls versus Dragons, and...
Are we saying this one matters?
Well, it matters to teams who don't want to finish bottom.
I think you have to ask the existential question of, does anything matter, really? When you consider the vastness of space and the size of the universe, does any of this actually really matter? Probably not.
Well, let's ask Jens, because Jens has been waiting patiently to say much. How much would you be annoyed with this team if you finish bottom, Jens?
I can't be more annoyed than I am from before. It's been fucking shit all season, except from the first 4 or 5 games. But we live with it, and we see the light in the end of the tunnel, and we can see a new season creeping up with the chance of rebuilding our squad. I mean, if Campbell's had a playoff, he's been to the playoffs, and if he's only been there once, and if that's a bad thing, I mean, my wife has gave birth to more kids than I've been close to playoffs, so it's a learning process. But next season will be up there for sure.
Listen, at the end of the day,
Jens, being down there now.
At the end of the day, Jens, I had 8 seasons in the Super League and only 2 playoff campaigns, and I actually had more seasons where I finished bottom than I had in the playoffs.
Yeah, kudos to you, mate.
Luckily
for you, you won the last one. No, but I'm sick and tired of being down there. It's not cool to lose games, so hopefully it'll change.
No, absolutely not. Let's have a look at how the permutations are. So Dragons are 3 points behind Hulls at the moment, with Dudley sandwiched in between. It's still most likely to me that it will be Dragons or Dudley that finish bottom. I still don't see you.
I can say this. I've in my 3 seasons in the Super League so far have not been a huge success, even though I was close to the playoffs the season 1. But if I manage to lose the final game of the season at home to Smuts, then it will be definitely my low point.
Talk us through the team you've picked for this game. There's been people talk about it for a couple of weeks, and you have gone 3 up top.
Yeah, just fuck it and try and score some goals. Honestly, no. There's not any player outside of that 11 I want to play football for my team, except for maybe Gerard, who's injured. So I put 11 players out who I want to use, maybe except for Van Nistelrooy, who's gonna get fucked. But other than that, it's a way to try and score some goals and just loosen up and have some fun in the last game.
We have a look at the Dragons team then, and we obviously wish Jamie well as he continues his recovery. But Smuts, you are here and you are playing 1 at the back again. Now you've seen that Halls have gone 3 up top. Are you a little bit concerned?
No. He's down the bottom end of the table for a reason. I mean, we're down the bottom end of the table also for a similar reason, because I got involved. And I clearly haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing. But Chewy's in the starting lineup, so I'm happy. Fuck it.
And Duggan, I'll bring you in here. It's something we spoke about a lot throughout the season, but how sad has it been to see the demise of the Dragons from the team that got to the grand final last year?
Absolutely heartbreaking, mate. For those of you who maybe can't see on stream, I've chucked me Dragons top on. Because once a Dragon, always a Dragon. But let's just get real here, right? All season I've taken shit for letting Clivert go, right? Without anybody realising that the true cog, the true centrepiece in the Dragons' wheel, and the Dragons' machine was the Elias. They went from being the best defensive team, joint defensive team with Captain Mourinho over there last season, never having conceded more than 2 goals all season other than the grand final when Devils were outstanding. We had a long-term succession plan, bringing in the likes of Chiotis and Tomadira, and this is the shit to serve up. This is the shit to serve up. It's, you know what it is. I'm fucking praying for Judgment Day, mate, because this makes a grown man cry. I now know what it must have been like to be a Leeds fan when they went down and down again, or an Evertonian, just a constant Evertonian. I know how that feels.
Let's have some predictions in the chat then, please, guys, as we head over to kick-off and a big pressure game, I would say, especially after Jens has said that losing to Smuts would be his worst Super League.
Chewy number 18, please. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my squad number when I used to play, number 18, because I never even got on the fucking bench.
Let's kick this one off as we're seeing 5-0 Dragons, 9-1 being predicted as well by Dan Megahorse, 4-0 from Greavesy.
I like it. Somebody's predicted we'll score then. That's a good start.
It seems that the Halls are creating the early chances, but failing to score as of yet. But there it is, and it is Van Nistelrooy, the man who could be making his last appearance for the Halls, has scored.
Will be making his last appearance for the Halls. And now he decides to score a goal.
Hang on, right, Jens. Bastard. Fucking DM me here. What are you doing?
What?
What do you mean this last game bullshit? DM me.
Watching Super League.
Honestly, sexy bastard.
What?
Macca, come on. Jens has made it perfectly clear that Van Nistelrooy will not be playing for Halls next year.
Will you click at that horse-faced bastard and look? Just check his. I mean, he scored 2 goals in 17 starts. I bet you. I'm sure he would have scored more.
I'm not on about it for you. I'm wondering if you've got anything, in your head potentially tied up with somebody else's head that isn't agreed on paper or anything, and I could intercept.
Oh no! I never do transfer deals before the transfer window.
Honestly, I love a good rule abider.
It's not in my nature.
Maga, he's teasing you. It's signed, sealed, delivered. I don't know where he's off to, but he's definitely off.
let's get back to the game in general, Jens. Again,
Did someone say transfer?
created more chances and you're winning. So it's certainly an improvement on some earlier games.
Honestly, I didn't see the goal. For me, it went from 0 to 45. I think I'm watching it on Zoom, so it's probably a little late. But yeah, expected to score a couple of more goals, to be honest, in that first half. But a nice surprise that it was Van Nistelrooy who's done it.
And generally, people...
Crespo is involved as always. I can see.
Generally, when people play either three up top or three at the back, they say that one of them struggles. And yeah, you're pointing out. I mean, Crespo is getting a better rating though than Brožek is. Are you tempted to make any subs at halftime?
No, just leave it as it is.
Leave it as it is. And we'll head over to the away side. Smuts, you're getting a chance now to look at your team stats. You were obviously very excited to see Chewy in a Dragons shirt. How do you rate his first half performance?
Sensational. Absolutely sensational. Look, we came here to win most amount of throw-ins in a game, and we're doing well so far. We're doing really well so far. We're having a good amount of throw-ins in the first half. That's what we want to see. Rory Delapi is coming in, ready for next season, I've been told, to really help with the throw-ins that we're looking to get. Let's make a sub for a fucking laugh, shall we? Let's do. Let's get David Dunn on for
his debut.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? For Joe Cole, for Boomer, and then we'll put Joe Cole on the left.
I mean, again, anyone only watching on YouTube cannot see Duggan's reaction to that substitution. It's priceless.
I'll be honest, I only made the substitution for that face. Yeah.
It's just the
he's going to be really disappointed when he finds out that Jamie's quitting this season and he's passing the team to me.
David Dunn, who has signed for this game from defending champions, the Devils. What was it about Dunn that made you want to bring him in, Smuts?
He was free.
Okay. a lot of thought went into this transfer policy, did it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was either him or Lars Rickson, so I signed both.
It's all right though, Fifey, because they've got Clivert, so it's okay.
You're going to be really upset when he scores a goal in a minute and then Chewy scores the winner.
Jens will be particularly upset if that happens. But it's Halls that go 2 up.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And Campbell
scored.
Campbell, who's probably been Hall's player, and there's Crespo making it 3. Hall's
Hernan. You watch and see Hernan Crespo next season. You watch and see.
Sol
18
Campbell,
goals.
a genuine Tory as well. Smuts, have that.
I know he is, the fucker.
I tell you what though, Crespo's had Dragons in his back pocket for the last 2 seasons.
And
I just want
Chewy to score. Clivert has scored.
Yes! Comeback's on, lads.
Oh, it's 3-2. Hang on.
What the?
And,
David Dunn.
That's the Norwegian phrase for broken laptop.
We're on to 18.
Come on, Chewy. Come on, Chewy. Oh, fuck's sake.
There's a lot of excitement with everyone's face is so drawn into this as we go into extra injury time.
And Rob says he's the entertainers. Behave.
And it is David Dunn. And back. Emerton.
Throw in, come on.
And there is the full-time whistle.
How many throw-ins did we get to?
Well,
yes, we are bottom. Thank fuck for that.
16 throw-ins, Smuts.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, so we now have confirmation that Dragons go from finishing top last year to bottom this year. Halls don't.
Sorry, Jamie.
Bottom. Steve also delighted that Dudley cannot possibly finish bottom. Jens, we'll come to you first. And despite winning, no man of the match, but Candea getting a 9. Sol Campbell, who we spoke about a couple of times this season, is probably your player of the year, getting his goal. Crespo and Van Nistelrooy both scoring as well. Good way to end the campaign.
Yeah, absolutely decent. Zenoni is probably him or Sanyol will be my first choice right wing back. Zenoni's been decent enough, but a little worrying with him being the weak part of the team. But yeah, all in all, happy with the win. Even though I don't know if you have this in England, but in Norway we have this league for mentally dysfunctional people, and it's a little bit what it feels like playing the Dragons this season. But anyways, 3 points is 3 points, no matter what you play.
And were you slightly concerned that you were going to throw it away when it got to 3-2?
Well, you never know with this team. Everything can happen.
And Smuts, Brett Emerton getting man of the match, a player who a few people have said should feature more prominently throughout the season, and he's not had a bad end to the campaign, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I've actively been trying to sell him, if I'm honest, and Jamie doesn't want to sell him, so it shows what I fucking know. Chew with a solid 7. That key pass there, that's what we like to see. Look, I'm really happy with the amount of throw-ins we got. That was the key thing today. And look, we want to be a genuine comeback story, and you can't have a dramatic, cinematic rise up the league again without being absolutely dog shit and making Duggan do that face as much as humanly possible.
That story's been there and already done on it.
Look, we were dog shit before I got here. Let's be honest. I've just made it glittery dog shit. Look, you can polish a turd. Doesn't mean it still isn't a turd. All right.
You send that Aussie bastard to me, Smuts. You slide into my DMs and we talk.
Look, after Hodgie slid into my DMs earlier this week with a cock pick, I will no longer be sliding into any fucking Super League DMs, just in case.
I'm going to bring in someone who's not had a chance to say anything so far tonight. Mr. Mega Horse is also on the stream. In the earlier round, Scott commented on particularly Haggis getting an easy ride for the strength of their squad and not doing well. For fear of upsetting the two actual representatives who are here, should both of these sides really have ended the season in a battle not to finish bottom?
What a lovely question to welcome me with. Good evening. Hulls can and will do better next season. Definitely. No doubt about it. They'll rebuild, do something better with the squad that they've got. Definitely. Dragons, it's been a shambles, hasn't it? It's been absolute shambles this season.
Oh, welcome, everybody.
Absolute shambles, especially since they took on an assistant manager and played 1 at the back or 4 at the back. Changes must be made.
Changes must be made, indeed.
Yeah, particularly at the assistant manager position, I think. Look, genuinely, please get well soon, Jamie, so I can stop being this fucking punching bag, please.
We move on to game number. Are we on game number 4 of the evening? And Steve has a nice easy ride now. Again, as we said, knowing he can't possibly finish bottom. So what he has decided to do is make a raft of transfers ahead of the last game of the season, which includes bringing in Dwight York and playing him in attacking midfield. Steve's just unmuting himself.
I am.
Is he asleep already?
No, because is that what I've sent you? Oh my!
How the fuck have we finished bottom and Steve hasn't?
Yeah. I won't when I sent that.
Drinking pint cans of Desperados.
Right. So
that's what's wrong with Poundland, Scott. Jesus.
So if you to get it from Poundland, mate. Right. Yeah, I did. I see Tito's message there. It was York left side up top with Tony Wright, but
well, you can quite clearly see this is the Dudley Hill v Burn game week 26 tactic.
Look,
what the fuck's happening? What the fuck's happening? Do we need to phone the Samaritans and get an intervention or what?
Nope. We'll roll with it. We'll roll with it because, I changed it to, as you can probably see from my tweets, it were York and Tony up top with Mendonca behind. But
well, I mean,
Tinker man's tinkered too much.
Ian is in the chat, so if he's happy for me to make that change, I can do.
No, don't do that, mate. Don't do that. I don't think that's right to ask it. If I've done the wrong tactic file, and it's fair enough.
Steve, you deserve to finish bottom for that. Deducting points, Fife.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, but
3-point deduction done.
I don't mind either way.
No. I'm not going to do it because I've messed up there with submitting. I've obviously not saved it right.
Another debutant coming in as well, Sting in front. Bizarrely, you decided to type out Francesco in the tactic name just to confuse me.
No, it wasn't that, mate. It were more the fact of editing a team that I've got edited. Sorry, setting nicknames, and you've got to set proper ones so it looks right in your team settings rather than. But no. Yeah, it's all right. You know, I think it was a case of throw. York's been very, very good in reserves, and he can. I'm not sure I understand. Me neither. But no, genuinely, he's there as a backup, and I just thought, just give him a game. Come in, probably not best morale. Coco's got good morale coming in, and we'll just. You know what? We've done all right recently. Don't expect much out of a game because Burner, if somebody's finishing second in league or potentially top in league at this stage of the season, they're a force to be reckoned with, and we'll just do what we can.
And I don't think I've had you on comms for a while, Steve, to talk about the influence that Perry's had on the team.
Yeah, I think it was only like Sunday before last or what have you. He's been brilliant, mate. I think in terms of he's brought a lot more solidness to us. And he's made us a lot more solid at back. He's actually up Rustico's performances. He'd have been in if he wasn't injured for this game. And do you know what? He's been a vital cog in his improving his form, which is why Ayala sat in reserves.
And any particular numbers?
Oh no, mate, no.
Okay. We move on to Burn, and for anyone who's not had the chance to witness this, you're about to see Ian Edwards play the best game of musical statues ever. He literally will not move from when I hit kickoff. Different situation for you entirely this, Ian. You've already got your cue, congratulations, and basically looking to guarantee that top 2 spot.
Yeah, it'd be nice, mate. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, after last season where I only had to win one of the last 2 games to finish top, I'm in a similar situation now. You give anyone the option to finish last day of the season with a win and you finish top, then they're going to take it. So, yeah, let's see if we can take advantage of it.
And you've gone full strength as well.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of guys on yellows, but we want to keep the continuity, keep the full strength. Keep the momentum basically.
But yes, you are right. I mean, just look at how many players are close to a suspension there. Steve, how confident are you now you've seen the Burn team?
Oh, more confident.
Oh, hang on. Who was it that put in the chat earlier there's going to be a ghost game?
I think it was Dan about his one with Alf last night, which were quite.
Fuck's sake, Dan.
Quite entertaining, that one.
Someone started it. Someone called Ghost Games. I just mentioned there were 2 last night.
Fuck's sake, Dan. I had a preset schedule and everything. Now we're going to have to wait to see Dwight York in attacking midfield.
The curse of the horse.
You know what, though? That could well be the coronation of Ian Edwards finishing top of the league and getting the League Leaders Shield. So that might be a nice moment for Ian.
That's what I like about
and do you know what, Ian? Nobody actually knows what the shields look like, so have at it, not want to design it.
I would have. I'm not the way you asked me to knock one out for a minute.
Knock one out.
Yeah, depending on what part of the country you're from.
Well, as it happens, Mr. Horse, the next game was going to be Fulchester Leddersford. We won't now know what Burn have done in advance, but we have got second versus third. So let's bring you back in and talk about your team.
Yeah, they've done all right this season, haven't they? Not done badly at all. And
I think you're underplaying that slightly. You are definitely in contention for manager of the season.
Let's not get too carried away yet. Let's not get carried away. I've got to actually, do something in the playoffs now.
Is there an assistant manager of the season award?
Well, given that there's only two
Mike
assistant
Savage.
managers, and you still wouldn't win it.
See, I've gone big today because Sereni's on the bench, so I've clearly really thought about my team.
I love the fact that everyone seems really surprised by what they've all done themselves.
No, Sereni, I've brought him in. I've brought him in as a transfer. He'll be a much better backup goalkeeper than anything I've had this season. So I'm happy to let him see what he can do.
I mean,
as
to
a
be
backup.
fair, the season that Steve actually played in, he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, if you only concede 29 goals at Dudley Hillkeeper, you're doing all right.
And obviously, Petkov is a player who I've spoken a lot about on the Sunday shows. But again, I'd like to think the two centre backs and the goalkeeper deserve a lot of credit for what you've managed to achieve so far.
Yeah, we have been missing. Some lovely sound there. I've been missing Echiog for a couple of games recently, and Pastatsoglu's done well in defence, and Wes Brown was doing okay for those few minutes before he got injured. But reasonably pleased. And Petkov. It's interesting. He's been getting a lot of credit. He's been playing fairly well, but his average rating is somewhere still like 7 point. It's very low, isn't it? He's getting away with being given rave reviews and playing quite averagely, but doing all right still.
And recently, you brought Constantinu back into the fold as well.
Yeah, I was constantly changing, and then I thought, let's go for the man with that in his name. So I think Torres sort of flattered to deceive a bit, and Morientes didn't really do much. Carew had a game, and I don't know. I just need to settle on somebody, and Constantinu's been getting a couple of goals recently. So yeah, he's been doing all right.
Any particular number for Serini?
Yeah, one of those.
So Maka, let's talk about your team. And tactically, it stays the same, but Nicky Butt moves into a much more advanced role than he's played all season. Veron the same as well. He's moved forward, and despite the fact that this is a big game for what you could achieve, no Chris Sutton.
Chris Sutton. Let's be honest. He's a bit of a flat track bully. He's good for nicking a goal against teams I struggle against. The way I looked at it against Dan's team was I thought Shearer might be able to wear down Kibu and Echiog for a bit, and then the standard Maka half-time striker on a 6 or 7 for the other striker who's on the bench sub might come into play. So then I thought Owen, fresh, full of pace, could do a bit of damage. Nedved's injured, hence Veron moving up. Nicky Butt was back from suspension, so I thought I would give him a go, maybe just to help out some of the midfielders, given Petkov, Ronaldinho, and the other boys that Dan's got. Don't get me wrong, would happily settle for a point. I think that secures second if I do. Although Hodgie might be able to sneak in on goal difference, I'm not sure.
No, you'll guarantee it.
Perfect, yeah. Point will do. Avoid defeat. That'll be fine. I fully expect Burn to win later as well. But this will be my best ever finish in Super League regardless. So let's have at it.
And you both know, obviously, the importance that no one has ever won it outside of the top 2 before. So this is a crucial game.
Massively.
Well, records are there to be broken.
Well,
right, I'm going to get in a beer.
You're disappearing now?
Yeah, I've got nerves of steel. I don't give a shit. I've already qualified.
We have kicked off, and it is the home side who have started the stronger. But it's that man again. It's Petkov with his 5th of the season, gives the away side the lead. Smuts applauding the goal. Dan not really reacting too much. There's a slight smirk there, but
well, it was more Smuts' reaction that that got me there. I don't know. I'm kind of seeing what
And it's
happened there.
David Prutton who equalises on 37 minutes. All the big name attacking talent that these two have, and it's Prutton and Petkov that are scoring the goals. Approaching half time, both sides giving it a go, and it's the 5th of the season for Vogel as well. On the stroke of half time to give Dan the lead. I can see Mac has just come back as well, but Dan, we'll offer you the chance to review that first. What was your taking away, other than the fact that obviously you go in with the lead?
We go in with 2 goals at half time. We're not scoring many goals recently. Well, actually, recently we've done all right with goals. Yeah, quite happy. Every time it comes onto the screen, flashes on Possenstein, he's making some kind of slide tackle. So I think I am a bit concerned about him for the second half, so I'll be withdrawing him for Yusuf Hersey. I think he's another slide away from a red card, so Hersey can get his goal.
Yep, no
That's
problem.
a good sub.
And Maka, obviously, you went away to get a beer, come back to find half-time, you're 2-1 down. We obviously mentioned...
Yeah, not the end of the world. Shearer for a win, please. Standard. Beckham and Butt not having the best games. I don't know if I want to change much about that. I think I need to match the physicality of Vogel with the physicality of Butt. So stay as is after that. And then, yeah, let's just crack on. Hopefully I'll nick a goal, get a point, job done. If not, c'est la vie.
Still just hoping to nick that point.
Yeah.
We kick off the second half then with Michael Owen coming on the pitch and instantly getting involved. And it is the names that Mac will be looking to see getting, and it's Nicky Butt with his first ever goal. The main man of Fulchester, and they've turned it around. It is the substitute. It's Michael Owen who has made it 3-2.
Is that 4 defensive midfielders scoring until Michael Owen scored?
Arguably 5 the way I play.
And Michael Owen has surely wrapped up the points for Fulchester.
Deserved.
4-2 they lead now. It's going to take something huge from Leddersford to turn this round, but it's the home side still coming forward, and Prutton scores again as well. Wow, what a second. Even Macca's face, even he's in disbelief at what he's seeing.
I'm going to put the Peroni back and get the champagne out, I think.
Is Prutton going for a hat-trick?
Shit me, have I stumbled
on
on
Nicky Butt's been sent off!
The crowning glory.
Absolute nightmare for the playoffs. Nicky Butt has been sent off.
Yeah, can you just drag Veron back into MC, and that's all I'm allowed to do, isn't it? Yeah. That's fine then. Yeah, go as.
Yeah, no.
I mean, there's 2 minutes left. I should be all right.
And there is the final whistle. Congratulations to Fulchester getting that top
Great season, mate. Regardless.
And
well played, yeah. Well played.
Piling the pressure on Burnley if Ian wants to finish top. Commiserations to Dan, who has had a spectacular season. Is still in the playoffs, obviously, but now outside the top 2.
And possibly outside the top 3.
Can you do me a quick favour? Just click on Fulchester stats. I want to see who had the assists.
Yeah, no worries. No worries at all.
Something absurd. Ronaldo in gigs, of all people. All right, Ronaldo with a 10. Fair enough.
Can I just add something here? Because, when me and Mac were on, when we played that Sunday night 5 a few weeks back, he beat me 3-2 or whatever it was. He's jumping about with his top off and everything like that. And he's just beating somebody who's absolutely stormed the league and could possibly finish top if I get a good result against Burn. And he's sat there bloody Al Pacino, just cool, calm, collected. That's not the same man I know.
It is. Quick question. Mega Horse, are you from Yorkshire?
Me? Oh, yes. Yeah, but I don't live there now.
Oh, right, shit. Oh, I would have celebrated more then. I love sticking one over the pen line. And that was the reason for the previous celebration, Steve. But, yeah, no,
it's
I'm
from the good
right.
part of Yorkshire, so...
I've got that cue, mate. That's what it is.
So, Maka, again, I said at the time, your face looks somewhat surprised by the amount of goals in the second half.
Well, yeah, because, Buffon's had a 5. He should have conceded at least another 3 or 4 more. Even Poulsen should have scored. That's how bad he's been. Do you know what? Actually, surprisingly, I don't know if Veron's ended up my sort of worst outfield player, really, but the rest of the boys have done a good job. Pretty solid. Bishcam, bit of an unsung hero. Prutton's actually been dynamite when he's played this year. Should probably get a run in the team, to be honest. But Ronaldo, of all people, being the creative spark rather than Veron. Look, I think 5-2 is probably a bit harsh, to be honest.
Are you a bit
It didn't feel
frustrated
like
in Nicky?
it didn't feel like a 5-2 game. It felt like a tight game.
Are you a bit frustrated in Nicky Butt in injury time getting himself sent off?
No, it depends. If Dan's then got a load of injuries, then Nicky Butt's done a great job. Thanks for that. Otherwise, to be honest, let's be honest. The absolute masterclass Prutton and Bishkan I've just put on, I don't think I'll miss him. The only issue I've got now is Nedved's out for 2 more weeks. Obviously, but suspended for a game or 2, whatever it'll be. So I do have an AMC hole I've got to fill.
And Dan, it just all went wrong at the wrong time for you, didn't it?
Yeah, it's because somebody talked about Kivu and Echiog before the game. Quite clearly. Yeah, I mean, they've had a good season, haven't they? And, playoff wise, I've got a feeling we'll go into it as the 4th place team now. Because
Okay.
I think Devils might do something today. Who knows? But it's going to be interesting. And anyway, it's been a good season. We scored 2 goals.
I was going to say, so you came into the campaign after a few games, as we know. How have you found the transition into the Super League?
It's a big step up. It's a big step up, definitely. But everything's enjoyable about it. I really enjoy being part of it. You've got to lose some games to come back from those. So yeah, Macca's done a double over me this season, and it's very much deserved. And he's a strong candidate for winning this thing.
And I'm going to bring Scott in at this point as one of the teams currently occupying a playoff place as well. You've just seen these two literally go to war with each other. Are either of these favourites going into the playoffs now, do you think?
I think you have to put Fulchester and Byrne as the 2 favourites purely based on the fact that no side outside the top 2 has ever won it before. Ladysford are in relatively good form. Devils are in incredible form as well. So it's going to be exciting. But yeah, for me, you have to put Fulchester and Byrne at the top of the tree.
Okay. We move on to, we're going to Loco Devils next. Greavesy is still here, I think. Although yes, he is still there. I was worried that he was doing a Steve impression and had fallen asleep. It's quite late for Greavesy. It's keeping the same tactics, but a couple of personnel changes for this one. Just needs to unmute himself.
Yeah, I thought I'd mix things up. I never like to play the same team 2 weeks in a row anyway. Mix things up. A couple of big names coming in for the big occasion. Hopefully they'll perform on the big stage. If not, they've been shit and changes will be made.
You say big names coming in. Zidane moving into the AM role. Obviously, he's a player who's had a lot said about him for a long time in the Super League, and he's still not even averaging over a 7 for you. Have you been frustrated by what you've seen out of him? Or did you expect to get more?
Well, I'd have liked for him to be fitter. He's just been fucking injured. There's what's plagued my whole season, really. I could make excuses and say injuries have hampered me, but
you have had a particularly bad run of not just a lot of injuries, but a lot of yours have been longer term as well. I mean, at one point you had, was it Zidane, Scholes and Guerrero all out at the same time?
At one point I had 1 fit CDM and I've got a team of 84 CDMs. But that's by the by. You've got to take the deal. You've got to put up with what you've got and carry on, and I'm still here and hereabouts. Hopefully, as I say, the big players will put on a performance tonight and I'll shithouse my way through into the playoffs.
Any particular number for Makalele on the bench?
Well, number 4 suits him, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's fine. Hodgie is in the chat, I've just seen. He's suggesting that you want Vostok Gazelles first. No, I don't. I want to do Devils at Loco. And Penza missing for this one, Greavesy. Obviously, you must have been delighted to see that. Sees Mido leading the line.
Yeah, it's always a pity when you don't face Impenza. So it'll be a nice change to tussle with Mido, the Egyptian king, for a change. And it's Hodgie's got the superstar squad. It's an amazing side. It's a system that works, and hopefully I'll be able to sneak a win.
I mean, yeah, you say it's certainly a system that's working for Hodgie and has done for a number of weeks now. With the exception of Mido, this is the team he's played for the last couple, I believe. Amar leading the way in the assists, Ferguson and Emerson playing in midfield together, and that sort of defensive midfield four has certainly been on form of late.
Yeah, I've just got to hope the only weakness I see in his side is Sebastian Frey, and I just got to hope he drops his normal clanger. He's a quality keeper, but he loves conceding goals. So
a lot of people claim him to be the weakness, and I mean his average rating isn't great, but he's conceding less than a goal a game.
Yeah, but with that defense, the defense and the defensive the players he's got in front of him, he shouldn't be conceding. He should be conceding less.
Well, is that not as much the defence's fault than his though?
Well, if he's having but he's still got a job to do. He's a goalkeeper. You can't expect the defence and the midfield to stop every fucking thing. The keeper's got to do his job. And are you going to say, oh, well, we may as well play an extra defender instead of the goalkeeper because he's going to do the job?
If we could have the first set of predictions in the chat, please, as we prepare to kick off Locomotive Boston versus the Devils. Smut's going straight in with 0-0. And it's Montella who opens the scoring on 2 minutes for the home side. But Barthez has picked up an injury.
I no longer think it will be 0-0, by the way.
Sorry, pal?
I don't think it's going to be 0-0 anymore.
No, surprising that. Barthez, obviously one of the linchpins of the Loco side, Greavesy. That's not great, is it?
No, but it's an injury that
It's 2-0. Montella has doubled the home side's lead, and suddenly, I mean, Macca's reaction for one. I need to switch the camera over to see Scott and Duggan's face as this is happening as well. Wow, is all I can say. But Van Bronckhorst has pulled one back for the Devils. It's a long way to go yet as Devils look to equalise before half-time. But here come Loco again. Can they get a third and double the advantage again? Aymar getting involved for the Devils. Certainly been an entertaining first half. Both teams going for it, and it's half-time. And
too entertaining, I would say.
Greavesy, what do you make of that first half?
It's been far too expansive. It's not good enough. These are the stats you should be seeing at the end of the game, not not at half time. It's not good enough.
In fact, what I'll do is I will do the Devil stats first, so Hodgie gets a chance to react. Let's bring Duggan in next to see what his thoughts were on that first half. Is this what you expected to see from this game?
Absolutely. I think, to be honest with you, I think the majority of people knew that Boston were going to rock up. I think the Impenza injury kind of added to probably the kind of waiting that people probably placed on Loco to get the job done. Greavesy would probably rather prefer to be 1-1 at half time than have Barthez off injured. But listen, Greavesy's class. I mean, he's boring as fuck, but he's class. And any of these Devils players could turn up second half. So big 45 coming up, and like I've said for the last kind of couple of days, if Greavesy gets a result here, he absolutely deserves to be in the top 6, and me or Scott deserves to miss out as a result, 100%.
Well, let's bring Scott in while I let Greavesy review his stats. Obviously, you put in the chat before kickoff, just win, for fuck's sake, win, and now you've put Mon Hodgie. He's brought Ventola on for Mido. Is that the sort of change you would have perhaps made in this situation?
Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else he can do, to be honest.
And Greavesy, having had a chance now to look, are you making any halftime changes?
Yeah, can I have Guerrero come on for Del Vecchio, please?
You can. There you go. Let's kick off the second half and see if it's just as entertaining as the first. Both sides again creating chances early doors. And there's a red card and there's another key player getting sent off before the playoffs. Nesta Will Hodgie be going one at the back? What Smuts, what's your thoughts? Will you go one at the back?
I mean, to be honest, he should be playing 4 at the back, but he is a secondary option. Yeah, definitely one at the back.
And Dan, how about you? Looking at playoff contender here, losing down to 10 men.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised actually. I know Loco are good, but Devils' run recently has been outstanding. I don't know. Will Oyer make a difference? No, one at the back.
What does George from Rainbow think?
That would be telling Jeffrey. I'm not saying anything.
Well, we're pulling Soroczynski back to centre back, and I've just centred Gio for you there, Hodgie. I presume that's what you would wanted.
Yeah, never mind a penis out of a vulva. Greavesy looks big time fucking bomb villain right now.
Let's resume the match.
No, Mr. Hodge, I expect you to lose.
And there's a lot of pressure by the home side, but now Devils starting to play again, and they are creating a lot of chances here, Greavesy. But Scholes has made it 3-1. Wow. This is this is throwing everything. Scott's reaction has not changed. Duggan is very shifty at the moment. He can't seem to get comfortable. He's shaking his head though. He's talking, forgetting he's on mute. 5 minutes to go. Greavesy will be very confident of seeing this out at this point. He's doing a little dance for those who are not on the Zoom call. Little victory dance, but I'm sure that'll stop if Devils pull one here. Into injury time, and there is the victory. Congratulations, Mr. Greaves.
Thank you very much. Well played, Hodgie. Unlucky. You didn't deserve the Nesta red card. And it's just one of those. I've just got to hope that Barthez has only stubbed his toe and he's only out for a couple of days. And yeah, it's a good performance. I think I deserve my win by the look of the stats. I've been more attacking than what people give me credit for. Yeah, Montel has turned up, which is the big effect. It's
against his former side as well.
Yeah, that's why I brought him in. This is the first time I've had a player in my squad score more than 10 goals. So
it's the first time your team scored more than 10 goals in a season.
I've always scored goals, but it's always been spread about. Yeah, Scholes has been absolutely fucking diamond. Look at that. People slag him off. 9 tackles.
And well, I'm just reading some of the comments in the YouTube chat while you were talking there. Steve Wright saying that Mac has reacted more to this game than his own game.
It's the underdog story. The big players, some of them turned up.
So
and yeah, I'd like to think if Barthez would have stayed on the pitch, we could have kept a clean sheet. That is the only black mark on this performance, really. I just got to hope he's done well and kick on. And it looks like I'll be playing Dan in the playoffs, depending on how the fixture is.
Well, let's move on, because Hodgie questioned my ordering of the games, because if he won, this game meant nothing. But as we now know, he didn't win. So this game means a lot. Scott, your team up first. Tell us about your selection. Your tactic is called Bostock Shit or Bust.
Well, isn't it? Pretty much.
The whole season comes down to a one-game shootout.
Yeah, we look pretty much nailed on for top 2 before game week 20. Been really solid all season. We've not done a great deal different. And for some reason, we've lost 5 on the bounce. Been in all the games, probably better side in some of them. But the game engine's decided it's not to be. So fully expect to go 6 on the bounce and get knocked out the top 6 here. But so be it.
I'll be honest. I mean, you're normally a lot more positive than this. I can't recall being on a stream with you in this sort of mood where you're coming across this negative.
Well, I think the thing is when I've struggled before, it's probably been down to my own doing, whether it be team selection or tactics or whatever. Whereas this time I've done everything right for 20 games, and I've not done anything different since, and the results have changed. So I'm sort of stuck for ideas really.
Anyone?
But what's worked for 20 games? Why would it not work for the last 5? I don't quite understand, but.
It's because we love the drama in the Super League. That's why.
It's not Fifey. Can I, looking at that team and bench here, can we actually give a bit of a shout out to Scott? I think he's gone under the radar. We've all said, he's doing brilliantly because of that first 20 games. But if you look at the names on paper here, it's not great, is it? He's worked wonders in them first 20 games, realistically. I don't know why the last 5 or 6 are potentially a bridge too far, but aside from Undai, Boyer,
I mean, I get your point.
There's no standouts there, is there?
I get your point, Macca, but what I would also suggest is when you're looking at that team, obviously, a lot's been said about this being the best line the Super League's ever seen. We know that. And the 2 centre-backs have formed a good partnership. These are not the 2 usual wing-backs that Scott plays. That's for sure. Gonzalez has been in and out since he came in. Even Collins perhaps hasn't played. There was a point he was the first name on the team sheet. He's not been this year. And on the flip side, Anelka's been a vast improvement on anything we've seen from him in the Super League before. So Scott certainly mixed it up for this last game.
So is it the last few games, the last 5 or 6 games, where you've had a spate of injuries or suspensions or whatever it may be?
I've had the odd injury or suspension here or there, but the only reason Lezer Azou's not playing because he's 85% fit. Otherwise, he'd be playing. I've not changed it up for the sake of changing it up. He's played every game this season. I think he's up there with most man of the matches or whatever. The only thing that I've really tweaked throughout the season is my sort of attacking midfield / forwards, and I've done that all season. But the back sort of 6-7 has been consistent. It's been solid. We looked hard to score against. We went through a stage of conceding not a lot of goals over a long period of time. And then all of a sudden it's just sort of flipped a little bit, become a little bit more leaky. Andre was never going to play again, but he's come back in tonight just because just somebody that I trust and has been brilliant over 4 seasons for me. And I'm hoping tonight we can have one more game from him.
Just auto this, Scott, yeah?
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
Let's have a look then. Let's bring Duggan in to talk about the Gazelles team. Hang on. Oh, yeah, no, this is right. I didn't recognise it to begin with. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Where do you want to start, mate?
Wherever you like, mate. This is your team. How are you feeling after seeing the last game?
Mate, I'm feeling absolutely great. I think there's something wrong with you if you kind of get buzzing about being the headline show on the last game of the season and still having something to play for. I think this is why we play this ridiculous 20-year-old game for buzzing tits, mate. Win, lose or draw. Credit to Greavesy. He's done his bit, and it's up to me and Scotty to do our bit now. And if we don't deserve to be there. It's quite simple, and it's fair enough. This Gazelles 11. Is solid without being spectacular, especially from the kind of midfield forward. I think this game comes down to the kind of spine of Bostock and Elgar, Collins, Boyer and Dyer versus Derry and Cafu. That's where the game's won or lost. Whichever one of those kind of 5 or 6 players knocks up a 9 and a man of the match is probably going to decide the game for the other team, I think, for their team. So best of luck, Scott, mate. You've had a good season, and I think if you get there, you'll still be a force to be reckoned with. And up the Gazelles, let's fucking go.
Yeah, good luck, mate. If I go 3-0 down, I'm off. So, if they don't wait for me for any subs.
Okay.
You're not going to go 3-0 down, mate. We can't score for shit.
If we could have the predictions start to come through in the chat as we kick off what is the penultimate game, because remember we still have the ghost game of Northern Burn to go back to. But we have kicked this one off. Will we see an early goal?
Can I say as well, everyone else has been praising managers left, right and centre. And I'll be honest, Duggan ripped the shit out of the Dragons earlier, which was fucking harsh. His front four is fucking dog shit. How is he nearly in the playoffs?
Well, the playoff dream...
Because he's the chosen one to the C-suite. We all know this.
Lee Bowyer has given the away side the lead, and again, Scott's not really reacting to what he's seeing. He's taking it all calmly. Approaching half time, still with Bostock in the lead, and there is the half-time whistle. You've created a lot there, Duggan, to be fair.
Yeah, but we haven't taken the chances, mate, and that's the difference. There's Boya, one of the names I shouted out at the start, that took the chances, and then they're 1-0 up at half-time.
And that kind of links into what Smuts was saying there, isn't it? And it's something you've pointed out a lot throughout the season about that there's just that. And I know people have pointed to, as you've joked about tonight, the Clivert transfer, but you don't really have that big star man that will get you sort of 15 Super League goals a season as such.
Yeah, but the Clivert comments are just fucking lazy. Do you know what I mean? I've got 2 clubs to deal with when I came in because everyone had done the transfer business. And I'm sorry to raise it again, lads, but you'll raise the Clivert thing, so I'll keep going with my agenda. And then you can only work with what you've got. Eh?
Jeremy's was more important. If you wouldn't have
Jeremy's
got
has
that
been
shit,
dog for Burn, mate. Jeremy's and Keane kind of put 2 games together, and Jeremy's has been absolutely unspectacular.
Jeremy's and Z Elias, instead of getting a reserve Udazi, would have been fucking phenomenal.
Jeremy's and Z Elias, instead of getting a reserve Udazi. No, I disagree, mate. I disagree. Anyway, you're in the playoffs and I'm not, so you're probably right. Let's go with Van der Vaart for Guy Helme, please. And stick Raoul up top. Thank you. And put Pignardi on the left.
There you go. And
love you, Duggan.
That allows us now to bring Scott back in, and the player that you commented on just before kickoff, Andre, is certainly repaying the faith for you at the moment.
Yeah, he's my boy.
Fucking hell, Scott, lighten up. Nobody's died. Fuck me.
I know.
Christ.
I'm just pondering.
Who says
we're
that
we're a bunch of sad cunts playing a 20-year-old game? Fuck me.
Was it Macca
and he's fucking winning as well.
Was it Macca who said at the start that we have to question what really matters? You could tell by Scott, this really matters.
No, it was Tato, because he's said the same thing about 5 times already this week. Every stream he's on, he says the same fucking thing. He's worse than me with his same joke over and over again. But ZZ is top.
I'm going to leave it Pfeiffer, please.
Going to leave it. Okay, let's kick the second half off and see what drama we have waiting for us in this game. Next goal is absolutely crucial, and it is a goal for Pignardi, the man who's been widely criticised every time he's featured, but Rio Ferdinand picks up an injury.
Yeah, straight stop for Mourinho, please, mate. Come on, you know the crack.
And we're up to the hour mark, 1-1, still plenty in this game to keep everyone entertained, I'm sure. Bostock coming forward, and now Gazelles. You're sort of having 5-minute spells between you. I can't call who's going to win this. I really can't at this stage. I'm loving seeing the concentration in both of you as well. It's
probably going to peter out, isn't it? I fancy the score draw before the start of the game.
And remind me, who does the score draw suit?
Scott, goal difference.
Okay, we're into the last 10 minutes. So Gazelles have to score. That's what we're saying.
Yeah. We need a Gazelles goal, yeah.
Okay. And Bowyer puts one over the bar for the away side. And it's still the away side who seem to be coming forward. Zales plays it short from a free kick, and Nelka with another chance. And now can Gazelles counter? Going to have 2 minutes of injury time. Dede comes forward, and it's Raoul. Moving into that injury time now. Is there one last big chance? Raoul puts another one over, and there's the full-time whistle.
It's lucky. Well played, Duggan. Lucky, pal.
It finishes 1-1. Again, it's that chance conversion, isn't it, Duggan? You've created plenty there to win that game.
Listen, we know the game engine loves to fuck about with form, so Gazelles were top of the form table and Bostock were bottom of the form table, and I called it out to a few of the lads in the kind of WhatsApps and stuff.
You did?
you know. So yeah, well done, Bostock. You know, it's a fucking joke to some of the longer term managers that have been able to kind of get involved on the last game of the season with 10% of the transfers and 50% of the games that you have had. But we've got some good business lined up next season, and we'll be back.
And Scott, I mean, you alluded to the fact that your tactics had worked for 20 games and then for 5 it didn't. So does this almost feel like justice that after a good season you have managed to take the playoff place?
It's more relief than anything, because I'll be honest, 5 games ago I thought it was done. You know, I thought we'd have been fighting with Fulchester and Burn to finish top 2 tonight. So it's more relief more than anything. Obviously, Andre's come back in and done a great job, and Dai's done what he's done all season. He's been the best player in the league. You know, Anelka has been hit and miss, but when he's hit, he's done well. But yeah, it's that core defensive line that's made us hard to beat. And they've obviously done enough to keep Gazelles out tonight, but a valiant effort to create so many chances against us, which, you know, I don't think anybody's created 16 chances against us in the last 2 or 3 games put together, and we've lost all 3. And Gazelles did that to us in the reverse fixture as well. So credit to Duggan, he's had a great debut season, and I'm sure he'll come again next season.
Well, credit to you both for still, like I say, being in it come the last game and offering up that feast of drama. We've already previewed this game, so I'm going to go straight to kick off. Ian, if I can just bring you in for a comment. We obviously know what happened in the Fulchester game. Does it matter? Would finishing top mean more, or just, you know, being in the top 2 is enough? He's already in game position. He's not answering that question at all.
Sorry, mate, I was muted. Yeah, no, I'd love to finish top. I really would. And
Steve, you're just here to enjoy the ride, is it?
Yeah, I can't finish bottom, mate. But form we've been in, we've got a chance of nicking something of some kind. Well,
we kick off the game. Mac has still obviously got some interest in this to see if he can finish top this year. Let's see. There's a fair bit of action in the first 10 minutes, which isn't always the case.
The biggest surprise I had, Parker, was that Nakata and Fiore are still in Burn squad. I genuinely thought they'd been transferred out. I thought they'd been swapped for somebody. No, I'm not taking a piss here. I genuinely thought it had happened, but never mind. I obviously don't read my messages.
Roy King getting another yellow card for about the 52nd time this season.
They're in the back of the van, Mac, are all ready to go.
We still no goals, but plenty of action in this first half for both teams. And Dwight York sends one into orbit. And there is the half-time whistle. Steve, I'll come to you while Ian gets his chair back. You're very much in that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, we've played reasonably well for the last few games over a spell. Look at Van Bommel, man, honestly. He played well for about 6 games and he's just like fallen off a massive cliff. But yeah, it shows, even look at them ratings against a team that are fighting to be top of league. Mm-hmm. Should we really be in this game? Maybe not. But yeah,
when you've got someone like Luca Toni who's been popping up all season, though, you still got to fancy yourself to maybe nick a goal here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk about Ian being Sigalco FC, but let's be honest, I wouldn't have had the form of in or anything if I want Luca Toni FC to an extent. So, but I'm going to make 2 changes here, mate, because I don't want Dwight York and AMC. So can I put Seedorf on for York and Amoroso for Mendonca? He'll probably look at miss out. He's played well the last few games. So
no problem at all. And that gives us a chance to bring Ian in. He's got his chair. He's had a bit of a drink. He won't be making any half-time subs, I'm sure. But what's your thoughts on that half, pal?
Yeah, not great. Pleased that we've only got 1 yellow. A bit disappointed that Dudley had probably created a little bit more than us, but at least we're seeing a lot of the ball and we're competitive. And you're right, yeah, I'll go as is, mate, please.
And if I remember correctly, the permutations, a draw means you finish second?
Yes, we need a goal.
You need a goal. Maka, before I hit kick off, what would finishing top mean to you?
Have you ever seen Kingdom of Heaven, the film?
No, I can't say I have. And I can tell you Dan almost has certainly not as well, because he's never watched a film in his life.
I've watched a single figure number of films, maybe.
There's a scene at the end, right, where Salah ad-Din, right, leader of the Muslim army, eventually sues for peace and is able to walk into Jerusalem. And Balian of Ibelin, the defender of Jerusalem, says to him, what does it mean to you? And he says, nothing. Everything.
That was as boring as Greaves' tactics. Fucking hell.
You could have told that
What
story.
smuts? Who the fuck are you? Nobody knows who you are. Boron.
we kick off the second half.
Did you score 3 goals in your last game, Smokes?
And Luca Toni has scored. Dudley take the lead. Mac is celebrating. Steve's got a smile on his face. Ian, as always, is just not reacting. He stood there. We'll slow the game down. Will we have drama to end the regular season? Here come Byrne, and it is Sigalko and Totti and Omri. There's a foul. Yellow card for the Dudley defender. Free kick that Totti lines up. Dudley Hill holding on. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen again for Byrne. And here comes Finnan. Are they going to get a second? Toldo getting in the way.
All rise for the C-suite.
Stop the count. It's over. Redraft. We're done.
And it's a yellow card for Van Bommel. Totti with a free kick. Cannavaro now and Robin. Good save from the Dudley keeper. And there is the full-time whistle.
Well played, Steve. Well done, Maka.
Cheers, Ian. You pushed us all the way, mate.
Unlucky, mate. Unlucky.
Steve, I'll come to you first. Must be nice, given everything you've been through this season, to end on a win and against one of the teams that's been tipped to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously deserved a little bit more there, did Byrne. I think from bringing Chris Perry in and from the advice of mainly Mr. Megaros and then listening to Mr. Tato as well, a lot of things have changed in terms of who I'm playing in centre half. But I'd say I've lost 3 games now in 12. And Max said it other night, why does it take me so long to come to the party? But I think next season going in, the way I've been set up is being a bit different. Greasy said to me, play a season with Roma and pick a tactic. If you concede less than 25 goals, he said, you're onto something in Super League, and I conceded about 15. So it's been mainly the base of what I've been playing for the last 12, 13 games. And not changing any instructions or anything, just moving the players when I've changed position in the tactic. And yeah, I'm delighted with that. And yeah, I am bottom end Tony FC.
See, that was a beautiful Lifetime Achievement Award acceptance speech.
Well, go on,
and can I just
to him, tell him it was boring.
Can I just say as well? Can I just say it's amazing what happens when you play Dwight York as an AMC.
Ian, you've still had a tremendous season, but this must be tinged with a bit of disappointment. You must have been looking at at home to Dudley last game as seeing top spot through, no?
Yeah, I mean, I said earlier on, didn't I? If you get a home game against the side who are near the bottom of the league and you've got to win it to win the league, you're going to take it. So it was in our hands. We didn't take advantage, and considering we finished the season with the top goal scorer, it's actually drawing too many blanks in the last few games at the end of the season that has cost us.
Well, that concludes the regular season, and we can see there now. Congratulations to Bostock Stanley, Locomotive Boston, Devils, Leddersford, Northern Burn, and Fulchester. Fulchester do end the season top. Congratulations, Maka. He's just celebrating with his arms in the air, and he's
all hail the C-suite.
All hail the C-suite indeed. And it has to be said, commiserations particularly to Gazelles, who have finished on the same points as Loco and Bostock, but miss out on goal difference. So commiserations to Duggan there. Scroll down the table. Dragons finishing bottom. Dudley have had, as Steve alluded to, one hell of a resurgence, really. Halls and Astor finishing on the same points. Haggis just one above them. Churchtown, I think, deserve credit as well, particularly for their home form. Steve, did you ask, did they have the best home form? Yes, they did.
Yeah, and I think, do you know what? Us being 10th as well. As home form, I think we showed we'd won 4 and drawn 1, I think, when you showed it last game week, or Ryan showed it, which is a bit unlike us, really, in the all since I come into the league. So, but yeah, I mean, massive positives for us from the last few games. Massive positives for Churchtown.
If I can just bring Scott in as well at this point, because I can't remember seeing a team qualify for the playoffs with the second worst home record in the league.
Yeah, but we've been exceptionally strong away from home. I think up until the start of the 5 defeats on the bounce, we've not lost away from home all season. So those 2 defeats away from home have come in the last 4 games. So yeah, it's just one of them things. Strange, really.
But congratulations to all the teams that have made the playoffs. That series of games will begin on Sunday. What I'd like to do just before we finish the show, and I give obviously everyone, I know the likes of Duggan and such like have been waiting for news on what I'm going to be doing transfers for next season, which I'll say just at the end of the show. But if I can, I'll just go through everyone who's joined tonight and just ask basically how now the season's finished, what you've made of the whole thing. And to be fair, I didn't even see him sneak in, but Dimble's here. He's not said anything all night, but he snuck on at some point. How are you, pal?
I'm good, yeah. Good. Got home from a meal, just as Dragons were embarrassing themselves. So that's good, yeah. But I'm good, yeah. The season for me has been a massive learning curve for me. Really, really enjoyed it. And I think Tato said earlier, it's amazing when you win a game, but awful when you don't. And I've not won 2 games in a row all season, so I've literally had an up and down season all season. So, but I've really, really enjoyed it, and it's obviously a great crack as well.
Good. Well, we are delighted to have you on board.
And thanks to you as well, Fife. You've been absolutely amazing, as has Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be said from my perspective. I mean, anyone who gets to be the custodian of the Super League is getting one of the best jobs on social media, I would say. And we all know the situation with Ryan going forward. And for me, I would say Ryan's been the best of all the Super League chairmen, in my opinion. So obviously, I'm sure there'll be lots of people saying stuff about him and to him during the playoff campaign. But I can't thank him for all his help getting me involved in doing this bit. And I hope he enjoys the last few rounds of games. Jens, obviously, we spoke earlier. You end on a win. It's not been the season you were hoping for, but all in all, the season, has it been an enjoyable watch?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been part of it for nearly as long as some of the other guys, but for me, since I've started to get involved and watch, and then as an assistant manager to Thiago for some weeks, and then getting my side, I mean, I think it's only gotten better and better for each season, and this season's been definitely the best one. As you say, massive credit to Ryan, who's been a amazing chairman, and I mean, been brilliant, but also the same amount of credit to you coming in and giving the league a whole other dimension, in my opinion. So I think this season's been really, really, really good. Can just hope that you carry on with the same motivation and same optimism as you've had this season, because I can't wait to get another season started, to be honest.
Greasy, Super League known for its drama, and you've certainly helped dish it out in the past and again tonight.
Yeah, we are here to entertain after all, and That's what I look to do every week. It's everyone needs the pantomime villain. You don't get no good guys without bad guys. So you've got to be some people. You've got to have some people who will embrace the shithousery, and some people that just want to roll out attack. And that's what I think gives a good balance to the league at the minute. The interaction is off the chart. It's amazing. The credit to you and Ryan this year, it's been so positive. It's amazing. It's just a lovely thing to be a part of. And that form chart is fucking outstanding. Thing of beauty.
Greaves, your form chart, right? Am I missing something here? Your form chart's the same as mine. So why are we not like first and second if yours is apparently better than Duggan's?
It's the other way. Well, probably because Gazelle's. I don't know.
It can't go off goals scored. I've scored about 20 goals in the last 5 games.
I scored 20 goals all season.
I do believe, and I was actually going to ask Dan for, again, his thoughts on the season as a whole anyway, but I think he's been asked this before in Swemp, and we all just kind of agree that the form table is a bit shit and doesn't actually work.
It's borderline nonsense, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you see teams with like 9 points who are ahead of ones with 11 and 12 points on there. So don't take too much notice of it, other than looking and smiling when you're at the top.
And obviously, we spoke to you earlier about what it was like coming into the Super League, but having watched it and now being involved, and not just Leddersford, but as the whole thing this season, have you enjoyed it?
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. It's great fun to be part of. And I know people say, yeah, never too happy with defeats. I mean, but I still enjoy it. So playing a 7-goal game then and be on the wrong end of it was still entertaining. It's still good fun. And can't believe we're in the playoffs, to be honest. It's been great.
See, I've got to congratulate Dan now, because he's the only person other than me from this iteration of the league to be a new manager and make the playoffs.
which is something Mr. Campbell also points out.
It is.
No, actually, to put aside the absolute twatty C-suite character or whatever, I do think, and I genuinely mean this hand on heart, I think the biggest and best addition of all the things we've done in Super League for the past few years, like sort of watching, playing, whatever, the new set of managers that have come in have added such a, added joie de vivre to the league, and Fifey running it with his positive enthusiasm and whatnot. It's just made it a really enjoyable environment to be in. Even with no lockdown, and I look forward to staying in doing Super League.
Good. I'm really happy to hear that, and thank you again for kind things said about me that are completely unrequired, to be fair.
They're justified.
Smuts, I don't think you'd be too upset with me sharing. I may be paraphrasing slightly, but I believe it was roughly a week ago you said in the WhatsApp group that when we first asked you to come on as a co-coms for Super League, you really didn't know much about it, didn't care too much, and now you are hooked.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be honest, the Super League was completely irrelevant until I got involved. And Jamie was desperate for an assistant manager to come in and promised not to leave him in about 5 minutes' time. And he's obviously been struggling all season with being able to put in the effort this year. He loves Super League. He did really well last year. So I apologise profusely for getting involved and then completely fucking it up for him just by sheer pig-headedness and just coming in for a bit of a laugh, if I'm honest. But I am disgustingly competitive. So next year, if Jamie still wants me, we will turn those 37 goals into at least a few more points, I would hope. I'll be honest. I never gave a shit about the Super League before. I started watching it this year because you lot were involved, and I will say it is the best iteration of the Super League because most of the boring cunts are gone. I know Greaves is still here, obviously, but I'm not gone anywhere. I kid. But yeah, no, genuinely, everyone is properly involved, and you can tell that by the fact that almost everybody in the league is represented. Almost every club is represented in the chat today, in the Zoom call. So I'm fucking yeah. If Jamie wants me involved next year, I'll be involved with him. Yeah, not a problem at all.
And we go to someone the complete other end of the spectrum in terms of experience. Ian, again, congratulations on finishing top 2. How have you found this season?
Yeah, it's nice to be at the right end of the table. I mean, I've had so much experience at preparing for the next season after about 12 games. So
tell me about it.
It's been nice to be constantly.
I get criticised for that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
right, no, Greasy, right. Fuck this. No, I'm interjecting. Right. No, Greasy. No, fuck this. I'm interjecting, right. What you do then with all this? Oh, I'll transfer this for this and this and this. You, like after about 4 minutes of the first fucking game of the season, you create this wave of panic, and everybody starts thinking, well, if Greasy's doing it, I'll do it. This, that, and the other. Then all of a sudden, you ask an innocuous question like, is fucking Rob Swire, the physio, available at the end of the season? You're like, no, he's in a 12-for-1 deal with Ruud van Nistelrooy. Stop it. Calm the fuck down. No transfers. Chill. Work with your squad. Jesus, Wex.
Oh, man. Sorry, Ian, did you want to finish your point there?
I can't remember what my point was, mate, to be honest. Normally when I was planning for the following season, it's because I was absolutely out of contention after about 12 games. But yeah, it's just nice to be in contention at the business end. I mean, I'll wake up tomorrow and I won't be too bothered about finishing second and not top. It is all about top 2. And yeah, I mean, it is all about winning the Super League, not about coming top of the table. So yeah, we just need to figure out how to score some goals because we're so hard to score against, but we don't score enough.
I tell you what. I've been very cautious of breaking any rules or doing anything that would upset the chairman because number one, I've been so shit that people might want to get me dropped for the competitiveness of the league's sake. Number two, I want to play not play dirty, but honestly, Greavesy, you're a great lad, but you've been the reason and the trigger for my opening of the transfer window every single season. I've been quiet and keeping out, and then suddenly someone types a message. I've got this deal proposal from Greavesy, and then it's on. And I don't want to. I mean, my teams are so shite. I don't want to miss out. So whenever I hear that, I'm sorry, Maka. You could have gotten Ruud if you could have had a shot, but you've had to be. I mean, Greavesy probably started game week 4 or 5, so from game week 7, 8, you should have been on the ball.
It started before that.
No.
Yes, for Matt.
I've got to disagree there. I've got to disagree. No, you should not be doing. We had basically 2 weeks or whatever it was, a full fucking day with a draft and all that stuff to do all this stuff. If you can't make your fucking mind up after 3 weeks of click, where you've had, I don't know, 6 points from 12, which isn't bad. Stop it. Nah.
No, but I'm not confident, mate. I don't have confidence in the other managers, Maka.
We need some grass.
I know that when Greavesy starts this, people are jumping on board.
Or am I just trying to cause disruption?
Greaves is either an anarchist, a menace, or both.
Greaves, you probably have 12 transfers lined up already. 6 of them have to go.
I've seen him out on piss, and I'm saying both, Maka. He's like he were like he couldn't see out of his eyes, top of his eyes, bottom of his eyes, through his glasses. He were like dancing with anybody. He were
tapping people up.
If I can just bring
that's what he does in the Super League as well. He dances with all the players available.
I think we're still live. Sorry,
yeah,
Mr.
we are still live, and I would like to bring it back on topic if I can. Duggan, now that the dust has settled, obviously you'll have a bit of disappointment, but I know how involved you got in the Super League, obviously with Dragons, and how excited you were about having your own club. Yes, you'll be disappointed with what's happened tonight, but all in all, have you enjoyed your first independent season?
Absolutely loved it, mate. And I think just to echo some of the comments, kind of, hats off to yourself and also to Ryan. having kind of ran streams and stuff before and tried to kind of help people out with tech stuff wherever possible, on network games or setting up OBS. It's an absolute slog, and it's a big commitment, and none of this happens without you two. So however kind of humble you want to be, like, you know, you two should be front and center of the queue kind of getting praised. But listen, let's be absolutely honest. This whole thing, this whole charade, this whole flirty dance that we do with each other every week is just essentially self-help for men who won't seek the help that they need to deal with this thing called life. And it's the fucking best form of self-help there is, mate. If you've had a good week, a Wednesday and a Sunday night is the highlight of your week. If you've had a shit week, a Wednesday and a Sunday night is the highlight of your week. And if you've had an average week, the interaction in between is the best thing you'll get all week. So listen, we've been through a lockdown together, and now we've been through, you know, 3 iterations of this. And whatever you've got planned, Fifey, it's fucking great to be a part of. And playoff lads, I wish you all the best, and everybody else, I wish you all the best for next season as well.
Oh, that's lovely from Duggan. Scott, again, one of the more experienced managers. Have you enjoyed this season particularly at all?
Yeah, this is my 4th season in the league. I've enjoyed it from minute one. Seen lots of people come and go, and just kind of echo what the other guy said. You know, it just gets better and better and better. What you and Ryan have added to the league over the last 2 years has been fantastic. Every single new manager that's come to the league has brought something new, and the group of people that we've got now, a cracking set of lads. You know, there's times when we don't even play champ and we'll just come and sit on here and chat shit to each other on a Friday night, and yeah, it's great. It's great. I love it.
Good. I believe there's just two men left before we finish. Rob's come back on. How nice to have you back with us, pal. Obviously you're disappointed as you alluded to earlier, but season as a whole, has it been an enjoyable watch?
Oh, so it's always enjoyable. It's always enjoyable, yeah.
Are you still
sorry about that,
enjoying
guys.
Are you still enjoying the banter in between the managers? I think a lot of the comments that have come through the last sort of 5-10 minutes there about new managers as well. They've certainly added to the whole package, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. All the new guys have been great, haven't they? Yeah, sorry about that. I fell asleep on the sofa. So yeah, it's just a regular Sunday, Friday night thing. But yeah, it's been a great season. Obviously, personally, a load of shit, but we don't worry about that. It's not really about that. Like, especially like Duggan just said, it's about just a bunch of, middle-aged men who should know better, getting on together and just enjoying it. So yeah, thanks guys. It's been a really enjoyable season. Look forward to it next year.
And finally, again, Macca finishing top of the table. So you've had personal enjoyment this season, but the whole package as a whole, obviously, the work that Ryan's put into it personally as well.
Yeah, there's a tremendous amount that goes in from you and Ryan both, and no matter how gushing we are in our praise as managers and participants within the league, it's still probably not enough. We know it's a big time consumer of yours, and we really appreciate you doing it. So yeah, irrespective of any sort of accolades that are potentially being dished out, we just hope somebody can always still step up to the mantle and run it. I guess I speak on behalf of every manager, assistant, fanboy, kit boy, Barrymore, and whatever else in the league. We really appreciate you doing it.
No, well, on behalf of me and Ryan, thank you very much. That pretty much concludes it. I know you're all waiting now to find out. So yeah, the plan, as far as I'm aware, for next year is I'm going to be running it on my own. I still plan on doing 2 shows a week unless my personal situation changes. But at the end of the day, who needs a girlfriend when I've got you guys twice a week, eh? I'm very fortunate. I've had a conversation with Mr. Megahorse separately, and he's been gracious enough. We know the one main change for next year is that the Wednesday show is going to move, because Wednesdays aren't great for me because of Aiden's martial arts class, as you know, which is why Ryan kept the midweek one. So Mr. Megahorse has agreed to swap. He's going to move his Swemp to a Wednesday, and I'm going to take the Thursday night for Super League for next year. But you guys aren't really interested in that. You want to know what the transfer policy is going to be. Everyone will get 5 transfers again within the league. That's going to stick. The rule of 13 is going to disappear. for the summer window. There will be an auction again after the season's finished. I'll sort that when the time comes. Aside from the 5 transfers, everyone can look to bring 1 outside the league transfer again. I may, and I won't confirm this now, but I am considering, if you don't want an out of transfer league, ready for the question, I may allow you to just straight buy a player from another Super League club, so you would end up with 6. But I will, once I know whether people are actually looking outside the league for more players or not. And at the start of the season, I will allow a loan player as well. That will again be the non-reciprocal loans from a club. So in essence, you could have up to 7 new players for the start of next season, which I'd like to think was fair. Between me and Ryan, we'll sort the playoff schedule. These games on the screen now will be on Sunday. And I think the playoffs we normally wrap it up within 2 weeks anyway, so we've probably got a fortnight left of this season. And then I'm trying to think when the new season would start from there. I would imagine it will be week commencing it'll be around about 11th, 12th of December, which, because I know I'm away the 4th/5th of December, so I'll be looking at that second weekend in December to start the new season. That'll give you a couple of weeks to sort all your transfers out and let me do the admin for it. I can't think of anything else. Duggan, is there anything I haven't covered there?
I don't know why you're asking me, mate. No, I think that's
because you're the one that asks 1,000,001 questions. Steve asks for 1,000,001 screenshots, but you ask the questions.
Yeah, and I don't want anybody thinking that you've somehow gave me the inside track there, Fifey, because that's how that sounded. It was like, Duggan, have I forgot anything that we previously discussed away from everybody else?
No, because I've purposely not told you
transfer
anything.
rules once again.
That absolutely, fuck off, Boobsy. That absolutely isn't wasn't the crack. No, I think. Listen, whatever you said, Fifey. I said this to you a couple of weeks back. Don't mistake me asking questions for kind of being a dick.
No, not at all.
Whatever you said, we'd roll with. I think that's absolutely fair as fuck. I think the only person that'll be absolutely good, it'll be Jens, who was sorting out a petition for the reboot. That'll have to wait for another season now.
Yeah.
Will Segalko be in the league next season?
Segalko will still be in the league next season, yes.
Where will he be?
Well, that is down to you, I suppose.
Don't tease. Don't even
just point on something Tato just mentioned in comment there. You said you can have 1 outlet league transfer like you did last season, but Tato just made a comment in there saying we had 2 last season. So I think he just wants to
clarify.
Could I put forth a motion for the committee? Sorry, I know this is very last minute, but could we restrict PRG to less than 150 inquiries, please?
Committee's dead. Fifey's killed the committee.
Is that the team?
He has killed the committee. None of this was run by committee, by the way.
No,
I wanted a redraft until you sold me the last piece of the puzzle, Duggan. Now I'm up for next season.
Have we shook on that yet? Have we?
Well, listen, I'll let you all discuss that outside of the chat. This has been going on now for almost 2 hours. We're talking old school Super League length streams here. So I'm going to end the stream there. Thanks everyone for watching in the chat. Thanks all of you guys for coming on. It's certainly been interesting.
DMs are
having
open,
all
lads.
of you on
DMs
at
are
once.
open.
And until Sunday, it's goodbye from Super League HQ.
Cheers, lads.
Cheers, Fifey.
guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.